Hey, look, being feminine isn't everything. Hey, it's Renee here from thefemininewoman.com. One of the difficult things about doing what I do is that sometimes I see women getting attached to what I call myopic ideas that no longer serve them and especially don't serve the men or the man that they come into contact with. I can't blame them. I was there once too. One of these particular ideas is that feminine energy and being feminine is somehow everything. Why? Well, perhaps in their mind, masculine men are attracted to feminine women. Well, in one sense, that's true. But when you really think and detach from the idea, when you zoom out, you start to see that there is so much more than just this level of truth. Here is what I mean. There's plenty of feminine women in the world and plenty of masculine men who don't find these feminine women to be appealing, and nor do they find them to be of value in their lives or in a committed relationship. See, when you get yourself too attached to this particular idea, thinking that it will somehow solve all of your problems with men, you will encounter trouble. Since I'm the author of the popular blog The Feminine Woman, and I have been so since 2009, of course, I do think that being more feminine is great, especially in a world that values masculine traits heavily, like productivity and goal orientation. It's also especially important when many women have now just lost touch with their feelings, lost touch with their intuition and their sensitivity. And yet, I know that as women, we can't be feminine all the time and just expect that to always be of value to men. Here's why. Just because you're feminine doesn't mean you actually connect well with men or even know how to connect with men. Just because you believe you're feminine and you lean back or relax and become more sensitive, etc., doesn't mean that that is value in this particular moment. Just because you're feminine doesn't mean that you haven't gone so far down that rabbit hole that you've become a completely unattuned, uncalibrated person who is only in it for herself and is now completely unaware of what a man actually needs or wants to feel in this moment. Just because you're feminine doesn't mean you can truly connect with a man in a multifaceted way. Yes, it's true, the more feminine you are, the more polarity you probably have with more men, but that's just one part of the whole story. If you don't develop healthy masculine parts of yourself, then you actually have less value to give overall. Don't get me started on the interesting ideas about what feminine and masculine is these days. I see people saying it's masculine to initiate, and so we as women shouldn't do that thing called initiating. The dogma has taken over so much these days that even the air we breathe has to be feminine. This whole feminine and masculine idea was never meant to be a dogma. It was meant to be one tool, one framework. It was meant to be an idea that can solve specific relationship problems. It wasn't meant to be an entire lifestyle. We weren't supposed to start measuring how feminine the air we breathe is. Look, just because you want to be feminine doesn't mean you have to lose your whole personality and sense of aliveness in the process. Just because you want to be the feminine one in a relationship doesn't mean you have to lose your humanness. So should I never smile at a man first because that would be initiating? Should I never text him first and wish him a happy birthday on his actual birthday because, God forbid, I'd be masculine if I did so? Look, initiating is not masculine or feminine, it's just an action. People can initiate in many different ways. Initiating can take value or add value, and whether it takes value or not depends on how you do it. A woman who initiates from a place where she feels completely unworthy of love inside will come across differently than a woman who initiates from a place where she is highly attuned and free of anxiety. With that said, it's okay to have masculine parts of you. I'll give you an example. For many years, my husband tried to get me to practice the very masculine sport called Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or BJJ. For 7 or 8 years, I completely refused. They call this sport the gentle art, but in reality, it's still the sport of submission grappling or fighting. There are nasty joint locks and chokes involved, and I thought I was way too feminine for that violent stuff. But as my eldest son got older and got into the sport himself, I actually eventually made the tough decision to do it myself. Not that I didn't cry before the first lesson, but now that I've been doing it for a while, I see what beautiful gifts it has given me. It's given me not only a positive masculine ability within myself, but it's given me more situational awareness, more courage, and the ability to defend myself against people larger than me. It's also blessed me with the ability to trust in techniques and tools rather than just the fear I'm experiencing in my body or just the myriad of emotions I'm experiencing in my body, which of course are valuable too. But really, it's given me a feeling of power and the ability to connect with my man and other men on a whole other level, on their level. At the same time, I certainly don't live in my masculine energy all day long, but I certainly don't reject it now either. Think about it. Wouldn't it be nice if a man could connect with you on your level? Wouldn't it be nice if he could understand how you feel instead of trying to solve everything as if your whole emotional existence is just a problem to solve? Well, this is kind of like that. You will never be a man if you're a woman, unless you undergo a sex change. But you most certainly can develop healthy masculine parts of yourself through learning from healthy masculine role models. Inside a healthy relationship with a man, it helps if there's a yin and yang to balance each other out. However, it also helps to have yin and yang within yourself as a woman. You will be pleasantly surprised by how much you can help yourself when you develop parts of yourself that you rejected previously. By the way, my man David is in the middle of putting together a brand new DVD. It's called The 8 Traits, the 8 high-value traits of women that men routinely fall in love with. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to be released, but if you do want to secure yourself a copy for free when it's released, then let me know. Leave a comment below somewhere and we'll make sure that you get a free copy when it is published. Okay, so that's all for this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. You can read the full article over on my blog, thefemininewoman.com, and I will leave the link to that in the description below. That's all from me. Have a great day and I'll talk to you soon.